If you've ever dreamed of becoming a truck driver and traveling across Europe, then Truckers of Europe 3 might be the game you're looking for. At first glance, it may look like just another mobile trucking simulator, but after spending some time with it, I was honestly surprised by how much detail the game offers. From realistic truck interiors and dynamic weather effects to detailed highways and smooth driving physics, the game does a great job of creating the feeling of being behind the wheel of a real truck. What impressed me the most is how relaxing the experience can be. You're not racing against anyone. You're simply delivering cargo, following traffic rules, and enjoying long drives across beautiful roads. And for a mobile game, the graphics look surprisingly good, especially when the settings are pushed higher. So, in this review, we're going to take a closer look at the graphics, driving experience, truck details, realism, performance, and whether Truckers of Europe 3 is still worth playing today. Let's get started. Now let's talk about the graphics. Honestly, Truckers of Europe 3 looks much better than I expected for a mobile truck simulator. The first thing I noticed was the environment. The roads, highways, cities, gas stations, and countryside areas all have enough detail to make the world feel alive. While it may not compete with PC games like Euro Truck Simulator 2, it still delivers a very impressive visual experience for a mobile game. The lighting effects are also surprisingly good. Driving during sunrise or sunset creates a relaxing atmosphere, and when combined with the long highways, it really feels like you're on a real road trip across Europe. Another thing I like is the weather system. Rainy weather changes the mood completely, and seeing raindrops on the windshield makes the driving experience feel much more immersive. The truck models themselves are well designed too. From the exterior details to the headlights and mirrors, the vehicles look realistic enough to keep you engaged during long driving sessions. And if you switch to the cockpit view, the experience becomes even better. Overall, the graphics may not be the most advanced on mobile, but they do exactly what they need to do. They create a relaxing and believable trucking experience that makes you want to keep driving and exploring the map. For a mobile truck simulator, I'd say the graphics are definitely one of the game's strongest features. Now, let's talk about the driving experience. And honestly, this is where I found a few issues. While the game does a good job of creating a realistic trucking atmosphere, I wasn't completely satisfied with the steering controls. At times, the steering feels a bit awkward and less responsive than I expected. One thing that bothered me is that after making a turn, the steering wheel doesn't always return to the center naturally. Because of that, I often had to manually correct the steering, especially when driving at higher speeds on highways. This might not seem like a big issue at first, but during longer driving sessions, it can make the controls feel less comfortable. I also feel that the steering could be smoother and more precise. Compared to some other driving simulators, the truck doesn't always respond exactly the way I expect, which can occasionally break the immersion. Now, this doesn't make the game unplayable. After spending some time with the controls, you can definitely get used to them. But I do think the driving experience would feel much better if the steering system received a few improvements in future updates. For me, the controls are probably the weakest part of an otherwise enjoyable trucking simulator. Now let's talk about performance. One thing that really impressed me is how well the game runs on my device. I played Truckers of Europe 3 with the graphic settings pushed all the way to the maximum, and surprisingly, the performance remained very stable. Even after driving for a long period of time, I didn't notice any major frame drops or stuttering. What's even more impressive is that my phone didn't get noticeably hot during gameplay. Considering the detailed environments, traffic, weather effects, and truck models, I expected the device to heat up much more. But throughout my testing, the game remained smooth and comfortable to play. This allowed me to enjoy long-distance deliveries without worrying about performance issues, or thermal throttling. For players who own a powerful device, that's definitely good news. You can enjoy the game's best graphics settings while still getting a stable and enjoyable experience. Overall, Truckers of Europe 3 does a great job balancing visual quality and performance, making it one of the smoother truck simulator experiences available on mobile. So, after spending quite a bit of time with Truckers of Europe 3, what do I think about it? Overall, I think this is one of the better truck simulator games available on mobile. The graphics look great. The truck interiors are detailed. The map is enjoyable to explore, and the performance is surprisingly stable even at maximum graphics settings. I also appreciate the relaxing nature of the game. It's the kind of game you can play while listening to music and simply enjoy the journey. However, there are a few things that could be improved. As I mentioned earlier, the steering controls don't always feel perfect, and it can take some time to get used to them. Another thing I noticed is the damage system. While the game includes traffic and collisions, the trucks don't show much visible physical damage after crashes. Personally, I would have liked to see more realistic damage effects, such as dents, broken parts, or visible deformation after major accidents. Adding a more detailed damage system would make crashes feel more impactful and realistic. Despite these issues, they don't take away from the overall experience too much. For me, Truckers of Europe 3 succeeds at what it tries to be, a relaxing and enjoyable truck driving simulator for mobile players. If you're looking for realistic trucking, beautiful roads, detailed truck interiors, and stable performance, this game is definitely worth trying. My final rating would be 8 out of 10. It's not perfect, but it's a solid truck simulator that delivers a fun and relaxing driving experience, especially for mobile gamers.